special family. Welcome back to another episode of AITA Reddit Edition. So, sometimes we do AITAs from Reddit regarding autism. AITA stands for Am I the A? Oh, yeah. So this one is titled AITA for telling my niece she can't stay with us. So my niece is 16 and she was staying with me and my husband for a few days as their family car broke down. And we live a 10-minute walk from her school. And taking the bus would be almost an hour from her house given the route it takes. She's autistic, but her mom assured me that she's very high functioning and that the only thing I should be aware of is that if she's stressed or tired, sounds overstimulates her very easily. At home, they make sure all chores are done by around 7:30 or 8 p.m. Her mom also said, when possible, it's helpful to only do one chore at a time. But if not, just tell her what's happening and she'll try to find a quiet spot to be and put her headphones on. I was also told that if she has her headphones on, it's a sign to not talk to her right then. Quite frankly, I thought that was all ridiculous. Excuse me? Here we go with another dummy. Quite frankly, I thought that was all ridiculous, but she loves her uncle and used to sleep over with him and his ex often when she was a child. Any one night I had lost. I think she meant anyways. Anyways, one night I had lost track of time, so I ended up not getting the laundry started and dishes going till about 9:30. She asked if I really needed to get all those done or if any of it could wait till morning. I told her it needed to be done now. She said okay and started watching something on her iPad in the living room. I also decided that I should probably get a vacuum done. Ooh, not the vacuum. Since I was in a cleaning mood, she put on her headphones and started tapping her foot and doing other weird movements. They're not weird movements. You know she has autism. Stop saying weird. I was trying to tell her to cut it out, but she wasn't listening. She's stimulating herself because you messing her up with the vacuum. I kept vacuuming, and without saying anything, she got up and ran into the guest room and started crying. She's overstimulated by the noise and the scent, the lights, everything going. I was telling her she was overreacting and to stop, but she was basically crying until she fell asleep. Overreacting? Really? I called my sister-in-law and said that my niece had to go home as she was just being too rude. Rude? My sister-in-law couldn't believe it as apparently my niece is normally well behaved. Sister-in-law came and picked up my niece in an Uber and said that until this autism thing is under control. Wait, what? Rewind. Sister-in-law came and picked up my niece in an Uber. And I said that until this autism thing is under control, my niece can't stay with us. My sister-in-law got angry and even my husband said that's not fair. I don't think I should have to allow rude guests in my house. Am I the a-hole Reddit? Edit. Oh, she edited a piece because a couple of you have asked. Yes, the same niece talk about in my last post. Okay, I don't know what your last post is, but let's talk about this for a second. If you know you have a family member with autism and they're gonna stay over to your house, I would advise you to go online and do some research on autism. Do some research on things that can set them off, things that they're uncomfortable with, and things that they like to do. So it's not that you can't do things with them, it's just that certain things work on their sensory issues. For instance, I give you an example. My son can't stand the vacuum noise. It sends him straight into a meltdown, and it's going to take me about 3 hours to calm him down from that meltdown. So what I do is, I know he comes home at a certain time from school. I will vacuum, blend, and do all the stuff with loud noises before he gets home. He can't stand the vacuum. He can't stand the blender. And it's another thing, the people that mow the lawn, he can't stand that sound either. So I love the fact that they come in the morning, but on weekends sometimes they'll come and it's a mess. But if you have a family member that does have autism, please do the research. I'm not telling you this because I'm saying, oh, you need to cater to them. I'm saying to avoid the unnecessary drama you're going to be dealing with, because they are sensitive to certain noises and it irregulates them, and they have to stim in order to get their self back level. That's their way of coping with it. So please do the research. The child is not being rude, it's just they're used to routine, and if things are not done in that routine, it can start set something off in them. They can't help it. They're not doing this because, you know what, I just want to be rude today. No, it's a fight or flight mode that their body goes into. So if you do know somebody with autism or have a family member with autism, please don't think they're being weird. It's just a fight or flight mode. It's something they do to cope with. And I think if we want to all make it easier on each other and get along with everyone, it'll be better for you to do the research. I personally think this, I don't know whether to call her aunt, but this aunt is the a-hole, because I don't understand how you could sit there and think that she's being rude and she's doing this on purpose when you know she has autism, and then say she can't come back. So I'm happy your husband put you in your place too, because you need to know that even though autism or not, they're here to stay. Autism is a thing, and 1 in 100 kids have it. Deal with it, live with it, because it's here to stay. We can't cure it. So I was you, I'll do some research on autism and apologize to your niece and your sister-in-law for being a a-hole. That's just my opinion. But let's slide into the comments and see which comment we like. Somebody said, until this autism thing is under control. What? Yes, exactly my point. Like, you can't cure it. What do you mean under control? One of the worst thing about this post to me is that it is under control, and the original poster was given literally all the info they needed to keep it that way. Original poster just didn't feel like following simple instructions, amen, to help their autistic niece avoid an extremely stressful and humiliating situation. I agree with you 100%. Okay, I'm gonna do this last comment and then we'll wrap it up. This one said, I need this to be fake, because otherwise the original poster is such an a-hole. I don't even have words. As a child, my brother used to deliberately trigger my audio sensory issues by playing drum and bass music on volume, full volume, shaking the house for hours on end just because it made me melt down. He'd laugh while I cried and held my ears, begging for him to stop or turn it down. As an adult, hearing bass-heavy music that I have no control over, a neighbor playing music next door, causes severe anxiety. Sensory issues are a real and awful to deal with, but also it's not hard to just be a little mindful and considerate to avoid triggering someone who you know has these issues. Exactly. Original poster is just cruel, and I hope she's a troll, because otherwise, poor kid. I get it. I'm saying the same thing. She's cruel. She's really cruel, because it's not that you didn't have knowledge or instructions to go by. You had knowledge of it, that she has autism. You had instructions on how to deal with her autism, and you decided you were going to go your own route. And when it backfired, you want to blame the child for being rude. So you are the a-hole. I hope you guys agree with me. If not, comment in the comments below so we know what your thoughts are on this situation or this story. And I'll catch you in the next one.